You got to be selective. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Right.
Howdy, everybody.
I need
Welcome.
Agilent to send me stuff. You know,
Unity. Yeah.
Yeah, the names.
Welcome to Ham Nuggets. It is Monday night, and we are back from Orlando Hamcation. And Jim bought himself a radio or two or three.
I think I only bought 2 radios.
2 that I know of.
Yeah, that was it.
I got coax jumpers. We got to talk about coax. Maybe if we run out of time tonight, run early on time tonight, we can talk about coax jumpers, shack setup, all kinds of stuff like that. But right now, we're going to talk about Hamcation and the
stuff,
the buying experience. I think we parked the truck on Friday. Jim walked 2 tables down and bought a radio like that.
That was it was pretty close by where we were. Yeah, it wasn't far.
It was very close. So tell them the story. I'm not going to steal all your thunder much.
Well, good. I can clean my glasses while I'm talking. So we got the truck parked and kind of set up a little bit because we were selling stuff, mugs and antennas and all that. I did some 3D printed rails that I actually sold 5 or 6 sets of rails.
Nice.
Yeah. And I kind of phoned that in the last week before the show saying, oh, let me try this. So we got all the tables set up and everything and kind of got things sorted out for what we wanted to do. And then we went walkabout. And not far down from where we were, there's a lady selling stuff because her husband had passed. And so she's, selling stuff. So I'm going to need one of you guys. I'll probably have T.O. do it. I'm going to tell him what I actually paid for it. So when I'm dead and beyond the reach of my wife, she can sell the stuff for what I actually paid for it instead of what she thinks I paid for it.
By the way, that's not a free service. I charge for the service of tell your wife what she wants to hear, what you want her to hear on your passing.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, we found this lady selling a ton of stuff. She had I think her daughter and son-in-law or something were with her. I don't know. But anyway, so they had a Kenwood D700 there, which is a really nice mobile radio. It's probably early 2000s, I think, on those things, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And great price on it, $160. And I said, well, I will take this. Because I've already been looking to get rid of, I had a Yaesu 2800 on my dash, which is just single band, 2 meter. And I'd swapped it out just the weekend before with an 878 Anytone 578. But it has such a little screen on it, it's hard to see the thing. Because I wanted UHF and VHF also up there. And so this fit the bill perfectly. So I got it. And then we walked about another 50 feet around a corner. And I found a guy selling a D710 for a decent price. $350, I think.
Yeah.
And it came with all the cables and the mounting bracket and the stand bracket and all the dinguses. And so my friends, I was like, well, darn, that's kind of nice. I would have bought that instead. T.O., that guy, said, oh, you ought to get that too. You can do some videos on it and then sell it down the road. And I'm like, I already bought one radio. I don't really want to spend more. And besides which, I don't have the cash, Steve. And then Mr. Helpful Dude at the table, oh, man, no worries. I take credit cards. Son of a biscuit. Okie doke. Shut up and take my credit card. Ended up with 2 of them. And then
this one here I'm showing on the screen is the D700. Which is the first one that you bought, which is the predecessor to the 710. I mean, it kind of looks like it. And I think this is kind of sexy. It's got the little blue accent around the LCD, and then the front panel has the 9-pin, and she still had the protective covering over top of the 9-pin.
The prophylactic cover. Mm-hmm.
And it has a GPS input, and it has the data port, which is the standard 6-pin mini DIN port that we've been playing with for a while. Yep. This first one here is the panel extender, and then the second one is the microphone connector. And so this thing here is, it's a non-attachable head, so it's always detached. And we'll show you the 710 in a minute because we've got that one to play with because this radio already disappeared.
Yeah,
never left the fairgrounds in Jim's possession.
Right, I powered it up. powered it down, bought it. And then I was talking to Florida Todd, KR1W, and was telling him what I had bought. And he's like, oh, you're going to sell one? Yeah. He said, I'll buy the 700 from you, because I had foolishly told him what I actually paid for it. And he said, I'll buy it from you. And I said, what was that price I told you? $250? And Todd's a little smarter than I am, apparently, a little more quick on the uptake. He paid attention to that. So Todd bought it from me right then and there for $160, and I never actually had it in my possession for like 3 hours, maybe.
No videos for you guys.
Yep, not on that one. It's gone. Gone. I mean, I still have a couple radios I need to sell. I have a 578 and I have a Yaesu 2800 that I both need to sell those. So if you're interested, hit a brother up, Discord, whatever.
They have a pedigree. I'm not saying they work. I'm saying they have a pedigree.
They do work. They do. Well, they both work fine. They both work absolutely fine. So
they do.
Anyway, and I don't know that I bought anything. Oh yeah, I did. I bought a mini PC and a video card, and I think that's about it. Because we went walking around late Saturday afternoon. I went walking with Gendron out around,
which is the proper way to say that, by the way.
Yeah, it's not Gendron. We have misgendroned him the entire time on this show. So we are correcting that now for the public record. Me and him, were both wrong. And probably
you
Ape and
John
Chuck
were both
too.
Wrong?
No, me and you.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, I went walking around with Gendron, and by Saturday afternoon at 3:00, man, they were packing stuff up. Then T.O. and I went through the Swaps building, and that was about it. Wrapped up Saturday. We had a good time. It was a great show.
Eric wants to know, which mini did you get?
Eric, not technically a mini. It's a Lenovo ThinkCentre M720Q. One of those little individual serving pizza size boxes, like your Hunt Brothers pizza in the Zippy Mart kind of size pizza box. I mean, it's like 8 gig. It's an i3. It's nothing super special. It was just cheap. Didn't have a hard drive in it. I have plenty of drives. So I've already got Linux run. I got Ubuntu running on it. Put in an SSD. Probably add some more memory to it down the road. I don't know.
Don wants to know if it's 12 volts. I want to say it's not. I want to say it's 20. It's the typical, ThinkPad connector thingy.
It is.
So we double checked before we walked out of the eye line of the guy. I'm like, make sure the power supply that he gave you matches the unit that you picked up, because he just had all the boxes sitting there in a stack, and then he had a stack of a box of power supplies under the desk, and I was like, oh, we better be real careful about that, because if you walk out and you don't have that ThinkPad power supply, you're up the creek, as they say.
It is 20 volts, 4.5 amps. So
yeah.
85 watts, 82 watts, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's not 12 volt, Don. Yeah. They all know. So
yeah.
Anyway, it's a play toy. I need another PC. Like I need another hole in my head, but they were good prices. The guy had a ton of them, and I bought some video card. I don't know what it is. It was all clean and shiny and had many heat coolers and fans on it. So I thought, well, this is not totally sucky.
Scott says he's got a blow up paddle. He's got a purty mouth too.
I feel somewhat dirty now.
Scott was at Hamcation with us. It was good to run into you in person, Scott.
Yep. Met a lot of great guys, new people that we met. And then
you missed my subliminal message earlier when you asked this question.
And hung out with Ziggy. Ziggy showed us his butt, and it was delicious.
It was juicy. Yeah.
It was very juicy.
Smoky, delicious, juicy.
Right.
It's a pork product.
Dog Boy, I don't know if you could do that. I have no idea, because this thing says it's 4.5 amps. So you'd have to, it seems like it would. So that's like 80 something watts. And I think you can deliver up to 100 watts on PD. Yeah, on PD. So I'd have to make a cable to go from USB-C to this oddball thing that's in the back of the PC.
Well, I'm like halfway there because I have the Think Center connector to a 5525. You probably have a bunch of these. They come with the solar panels.
I think I do. Now that you mention it, I believe I do. Yep. Because in one of my solar panel kits, there's a array of connectors. So anyway, we met some new people and ate a lot of good food. I got to say the food sitch at Orlando this year is
got
better than it was last year by 500%. It ain't pork chop sandwich Dayton good, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
Getting there.
There was pork chops on a stick. It was because it was missing the 2 pieces of Wonder Bread.
I mean, it's not on Wonder Bread, son. It's on a fabulous bun or something, but it was a good pork chop.
I don't remember what it was on.
It was on a stick. Oh, you mean the one in Dayton? It was on a bun. It's a large pork chop. This was a little thinner, but good.
Eamon, it was actually really nice seeing your mag loop at the show. That was some impressive craftsmanship.
How did I miss Eamon? I didn't see him.
He wasn't there, but that loop antenna that Ziggy had that we were playing with, Eamon made that. As far as I know, he made.
I was going to say, dang, son, if you came all the way over from the aisles, you should have stopped and said hello.
Is all about. I complained about the food last year, and the food was better this year. It works.
Lemonade is still $8.
Just about everything was still $8.
Yeah,
but the quality of what you got for $8, like you got a sausage and pepper sandwich. That was pretty good looking.
Yeah, that was great. That was a large Italian sausage with plenty of peppers and onions, all grilled into submission on a flat top in several day-old grease, I'm sure, which just adds to the flavor profile and made it delight.
I'll give you the credit anyway.
But it was really good. Gendron, that's the French pronunciation.
Gendron.
He had that sausage pepper sandwich. So yeah, I also had chicken kebabs and a pork chop on a stick.
I think Jim would look better with a goatee and shave off the sides. See if that changes by Hamcation.
What I'm thinking, what I want to do, but I've been told no, is I want to get rid of.
She who must be obeyed.
She who must be obeyed. I want to get rid of all this and end up with the
firefighter mustache,
a big old full firefighter,
which could also be the criminal mustache or the biker mustache.
Yeah, that's the one I want. We saw Wild Bill there. He was there. Bill, I still haven't gotten to see your trailer. I have got to find you at Dayton and catch the trailer. I assume you were there with the trailer. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Bill, I wasn't going to say it out loud, but yes.
Oh, Bill didn't drive. Okay. That's right, Bill. Porn star mustache. Porn star Van Ding Dong. That'll be my porn star name.
See, Jim, I was trying not to say that. That's why I said I wasn't saying it.
The Ron Jeremy. Thanks, Eamon. That's right. The 70s porn stash.
It's your face and you have to wear it. Don't listen to her.
Yeah, but she knows where the ice picks, the guns, and everything else is around here too. So,
All right. So we got a radio to play with.
Yeah. So I will tell you that it is not in the best of cosmetic shape because and we'll go to an overhead view here in a minute, but the guy had
it was duct taped.
Duct tape and Velcro sticky all over this thing. So it's kind of yuck. Let me switch cameras and jump to...
I have to put Nightbot in a timeout.
That one. Okay. So what we have here...
This is the head to communicate.
This is the head. And on this one, and this is cool, this is one cable. That's it. So... this entire thing, unlike the 700, has your control remote head cable, whatever you want to call it, and then all the other connectors, let me turn that right side up, are on the back. Of course, you have your antenna. These are, I can't read that. I can't even see
one of them is data. I'm not sure what the other one is. Okay, data, PC.
Yeah, that was right side up. Data, PC,
two
and
speakers.
2 speakers, yeah.
Because this is a dual. This is a. Is this full frontal duplex or is this just dual watch?
I don't know. I think it's just dual watch.
And Don, yes, this should have a TNC built into it. This is the GPS APRS wizard rig that everybody wants as their 2 meter 70 centimeter in car radio.
Well, now go ahead.
Bill's asking, where do you plug the mic in?
So that is a good question.
I believe it goes into the body, but I could be wrong.
Well, if it does, then I'm sad because so on the back,
hey, Mike,
we have
another PC connector. What does it say?
Looks like that says COM. And then I think that's it. So
yeah. And then Ken is saying you can do All-Star with this, which I 100% agree with.
Yeah, I'm not going to do All-Star with this. That might be the mic connector right there.
Where's your mic?
Well, let me get it. Please stand by.
Standing by.
All operators are busy.
Mic goes into the main body is what Michael is saying.
Well, this is the mic connector I have. This connector here says panel.
Yep. Keep spinning. Keep turning.
There it is. Okay, well, I have a little bit of sadness now because if the mic goes there, that means I have to run an extension cord or something. I'll figure that out when I mount it. But
yeah.
But it's a standard RJ45 connector. So if I get a coupler and a straight through cable, I'll be golden anyway. That's not a big deal. 8 pins. So yeah, Ethernet cable, that's the plan. Jonathan, I totally, when I bought my 500, I need to look at the right camera. The Yaesu guy said, you have to buy the Yaesu cable because it's got special shielding and the angels sing when you touch it and all that kind of stuff. Me and Tio went to Home Depot, bought a Cat 6 cable, and that is still running my 500 today. And not even a shielded twisted pair cable, whatever Home Depot was selling for Ethernet cables that day. It works fine. I mean, it's 20 feet run. It's not like it's a big deal. So yeah, absolutely plain old Ethernet cable. So this is the long control cable. So this is probably about 20 feet, 15 to 20 feet, I'd guess, on the radio. So it just plugs in there in the front, like so. And it has the little choke donut on it. And then plugs into the side of the head, like so. And then once I put my power back on the radio, like that, I can scoot him out of the way because there ain't nothing else to do with that.
Well, it didn't come on, so show's over, folks. Thanks for watching. Joking.
And there we are.
162 in the Weather Channel?
Yeah, I was mashing, but is it easier to see with the light off?
Doesn't seem to make much difference. The camera auto adjusts.
Yeah. So I was tinkering with it earlier, and I was able to figure out how to get this to 144.39. This VFO is acting strange. So beyond that, I don't know anything else about this radio. We have this down here, which changes what these keys are. So if we hit that guy, that changes the presets for these keys, the soft keys. And then if I hit function, then that takes me to a different sub-menu, I think based on what I've hit. And it doesn't seem to matter if I hold it or just quick press it. Well, that turns off all the...
Ooh,
that locked it and turned off the side keys.
Doc Brad saying it can echo link natively also. That'd be pretty neat.
A 710A? Really? That's cool. So there we go. I also got with it the And the guy, I don't know what setup he had that he was doing with this, but this thing was on there and it snaps into the back. I can take this apart. This piece will snap into the back like so here. And then this screws into whatever. So with this fastened to the radio, if I can get it back in there, then I have a bullet point mount on the dashboard of my truck. The radio will fasten to this thing through this little mount. Actually, it goes more like that. And I can set this thing on that mount and fasten it down to that bullet point mount, and it ain't going nowhere. And it'll sit flat on my dash, so it'll look pretty good. So I got that. I got the screws for that. And I got a bunch of extra cables. And it's like Christmas for cables. You move him over. So we have this guy, which I don't know what that is.
It's like a custom connector. It's not USB, obviously.
No, it ain't USB. But I don't know where this cable would go unless this goes to the GPS module or something. So I was talking to Smart. Yet. I haven't looked. I kind of briefly looked today while I was at lunch, but Smart Jason said the 710 GA has GPS built in.
Shane, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Much appreciated.
So now this cable vexes me because I don't remember seeing any connector for that thing on this body. That's an RJ. Yeah. I think I got a bonus cable for something else.
Yeah, because there's no 9-pin on that.
Yeah, no, So I don't know. I don't know what that cable's to.
Well, you know what side is up.
Yeah, because it's clearly marked. Then we have this, which doesn't look like it's ever been opened. And it has a bare end and a 1/8" TRS jack.
TRS?
Yeah.
TRS, okay.
Yep. So there's that.
Yeah, they're saying you got a Motorola StarTAC cable.
It's honestly, that's what I thought it looked like.
That's probably a $35 cable on the eBays.
Right. Then we have this bag of cables here, which says it is the
RNL
EG5H cable set. So if somebody wants to look that up.
I think that's a head separation cable set.
Well,
there's another 9-pin cable.
There's a 9-pin. See, I think this is a serial, and we can play with this if we get to it. Because this looks like the Yaesu cable. And
is that
here.
The 6-pin PS2 connector, or is that the 8-pin? Hey, Justin. Yeah, we did miss you on Sunday. We didn't go on Sunday.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, like 8?
8-pin. Yeah, 8-pin's a normal connector.
Well, so we have that one. And like I said, I think this is going to go to I think this is a serial connection. And then we have this cable here.
That should be 6-pin. Yep, that's a 6-pin, and then audio in and out.
Mm-hmm. Oops, wrong. Too far away. Yep. So those two cables right there.
Yeah, so the 9-pin to round is the PG5G programming cable, is what Rob is saying. And that was my thought, too.
Okay.
And these are not cables for they might be cables that work with the 700, Ken is asking, but these are not, there was no cross-pollination, cross-contamination between the two sets of radios and the short amount of time.
Yeah, the other radio was just loose, just no box.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And then James Cook is asking, will it FT8? The short answer is yes, but FT8 with the FM capture effect means it's going to be you and one other person in a 25 to 50 mile radius.
Yeah.
Because it's not an AM sideband radio. It's a FM only radio.
Somebody asked about Mars Mod. So I haven't tried this yet, but when I was playing with this earlier, it will tune to places that ain't in the ham bands because I tuned it to the fire department frequency.
Yeah, it should listen.
Yeah. So there's that. it looks like everything, all the buttons I've messed with, all work. So,
and it's my understanding that you can change that screen from amber to green.
Well, that would be awesome. Do you have the Manuel? Because I would love to change that from something other than amber.
I do. Let me look it up.
Tim, I don't know. When I was in the fire department, I worried about Mars mod and stuff. But now that I'm not in the fire department, I don't really care. Other than maybe monitoring them, and if I can monitor them without modding it, then I'm fine. But honestly, I don't monitor the fire department that much unless I'm sitting here with the scanner on.
So the PG5H, the 6-pin is PC audio terminal, so regular microphone and speaker.
Okay.
And then the PC 9-pin can go in the back of the radio, or it can go on the back of the head.
Yep.
And that's for APRS and Echo Link stuff.
There's a hole in the back of my head. I mean, not like John Kennedy, but too soon.
Probably.
So let's see. So what I'm hoping we can do is get it doing APRS tonight.
And then that bare-ended cable that you have with the 3.5. Oh, it's a 2.5 millimeter connector.
It looked pretty small.
White, red, and shield will get you into a Garmin GPS. So this will support an external GPS.
So Smart Jason was saying something about a GPS module. And in my quick surfing of eBay today on my phone at lunch, I saw GPS antenna kits for this radio, but they were like about $18 to $25. And I thought, does it need a module, or does it already have it and it just needs an antenna? I don't know. And I have not, I gotta look at this camera. I have not looked at the manual at all, so I'm not sure.
It should. Michael's saying it has GPS built in, and so the external GPS would be just to get a more sensitive receiver, I guess.
Okay.
I'm still looking for the screen color thing.
And what I was looking for was the if there's some kind of setup menu in this thing, because all I found is like specific function menus. Speaking of
this might be just the data manual.
Speaking of things,
yeah, this is not the right manual.
Wednesday is our monthly subscribers chat on Zoom.
Click that join button below the screen there.
Click that join button below the screen, because if you are a member of T.O.'s channel or my channel or Ape's channel or Chuck's channel, you are invited, and you will get the invite through Discord and through the community tab in YouTube and through Patreon if you're supported that way. Ted says if it's an A, there's no GPS. Jason was pretty adamant about that. He said
and then James is saying the same thing.
Yeah. I trust Smart Jason a lot.
Which one do you have? The A?
I have the A. Well, actually, it just says 710. It doesn't say A or... I can't even begin to read. So what does this box say? The box says A. Assuming this is the correct box. The box says A. You need a GPS module to plug into the 2.5 millimeter jack. Yeah. Which I'll probably buy. If one of you people with the blue wrench can find the GPS module on eBay, put a link for it in the chat and we'll take a look at that too.
And if you don't have a blue wrench, you can stick it in the Nuggets channel on the Discord.
Oh, that too.
James is trying to tell you how to change the colors by pressing setup.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, I could have just. I mean, that's part of Nuggets. It's just push the buttons.
What did he say? I don't see that comment.
And that's all he said was press setup. That's it. Like he's working through.
That just turns it straight off.
Press function and then press your VFO knob. James is saying setup, then display. Jody's telling us it's got Yezu menu, so menu item number 903.
Oh, boom shakalaka, we're here. We don't need no stinking manual.
Right?
Okay. So I assume, let me lay that. Yeah, you guys can see that pretty good.
Yep.
Audio.
Turn the key beep off right away.
And then back.
Paul spoken like a true ham. What is this? I want it.
Okay. Oh, that's already better.
No, the beeping's gone, but it's still amber.
Yeah, I know. PXRX. VHF air. Cool. S meter squelch. Hang up time. Beat shift. Weather alert. Mic sensitivity. Okay.
Yeah, it's menu option 503. Backlight color. Amber or green. So you're not in the right menu, I don't think.
I don't think so either. That takes me just to... Okay, so he said function in the VFO knob. So there's function, VFO. Nope. Function, shift, VFO, negative.
No, I think you were in the right menu now. It's just you have to go in another level.
Yep. Okay.
So like if you go into audio, that's going to be 001.
Yeah. So the question is, how do I get to that
The next page?
Yeah. Those don't do anything. That takes me out. By aux. Brightness level. Auto brightness off. Aha! Aux. Oh, there you go. Okay. And there's the menu number. And then I hit back. Contrast. Display reverse mode. Oh. Ooh. 1983 call. They want their laptop back.
Right.
Panel PF1 weather channel. Control.
PF1 programmable function key 1.
Yeah. Memory recall.
Which I guess are the ones down the side of the menu.
Don't see PFs on the mic. So, yeah, I would guess these ones down the side. Key lock, scan time, visual scan. I don't know visual scan. APO. Oh, power, automatic power off, probably. External data band, A band and B band.
So that would be, you know how it has two VFO displays. You're telling it the A band is the one that goes out the back port, or the B band is the one that goes out the back port, is my guess.
And then this option says transmit A, receive B, receive A, transmit B, or A band, B band. Okay. Speed, baud rate, squelch source, remote ID. Date, 1/1/2007. If the battery in here is still any good. I'm.
If not, that's your next video. How to replace the battery in the
How to replace
D710.
the battery, yeah. Let's see, what time is it? 19:05. Time zone. Display partition bar on or off. I don't know what that is. Internal data band packet A band. That's the last one under here. And that can be A or B. Or transmit A and receive on B. Interesting. That's menu 529. All right. Oops, I don't want to do that. So then we have APRS, basic settings. Tiny. My call sign. I think it's a W. Yeah. W. E. One. W. Beacon type. APRS Navitrack.
So this radio was discontinued in the 2010s.
Uh-huh.
I see 2007 to 201X is when it was discontinued.
Okay, so there's more under here. So basic settings, then we get internal TNC. So the internal TNC is you set your band, your speed, carrier sense, D or RXD band, time delay.
So that would replace the Cantronics or the Pack Rat boxes that we've been playing with, or even the Nino. But the Nino is going to have faster data services than this because it's more modern and designed for faster data than this thing even knew about.
GPS port. That's, I guess, if you have an external GPS or the module.
Yeah.
Then there's your waypoints, what format, yada, yada.
Can you change the format away from NMEA? What other choices do you have?
Kenwood, Magellan, or NMEA.
NMEA is probably going to be good. You probably already have a couple of GPSs laying around that you can use.
Oh, yeah. Position, beacon information, the normal APRS stuff. And then your filter for what, I'm trying to hold it so it shows up on the screen a little better. For what data you want to receive packets for. Station icon.
It looks like I missed the notification, but Paul has become a new member, KE9BHN. Thank you, Paul.
Paul, thank you, brother.
See you Wednesday.
Your algorithm for beacon transmit. Manual. Press again. Manual. PTT.
Happy Monday,
auto.
TC Fitz. $10 super chat. Thank you, TC.
Smart beaconing. Okay. This is very in-depth Dang it. Very in-depth settings on this thing.
James is a member for 12 months, a full year under your belt. Thank you, James. Hopefully I can make Wednesday. Yeah, me too.
Your path and network.
Yes, Chris. Member Zoom on Wednesday.
Okay. That is what it is, apparently. Voice alert. Weather station. Digipeat my call. So it's a digipeater as well.
UI check. UI is unnumbered information, not user interface. That's a test question.
Correct. Based on X25 frames.
Yeah.
UI digi. UI flood. Good Lord. User phrases, auto message reply, group filtering.
What did you pay for this radio again, Jim?
$350.
$350. They're saying
$350.
it was 600 used a while ago, and you got it for $350. That's actually a pretty good deal.
I think I'm almost positive. I gotta sit up straight a second. My neck's killing me.
And Jody sent in the $5 profit you missed when you sold the other one to Todd.
Thank you, Jody. You're the man. I think I've looked at this radio on eBay before, and it was like $550 somewhere in there. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Off the top of my head, when we looked at this, I thought $350 is a lot cheaper than I've seen it for on Fleabay. So yeah. Chris Bricker, I would say yes and no. It's a very in-depth menu. However, it's about 1,000 times easier to read than the 891 because it's bigger letters. And also, this is not the optimum way to read the menus the way we're doing it, because I got to kind of hold it so y'all can see it.
So the 891 has a couple of weird things. Like you have the regular groups menus, and then you have what we always call the deep F menu. Mike Ham Radio Tube, K8MRD coined that phrase. And on the FT891, there's like 4 different places to go to change the power output. There's like HF power, SSB power,
right? AM power,
6 meter power, AM power. And I have been a victim of this where I have picked the wrong power thinking I was turning the power down and I wasn't. And that's kind of scary. Doc Brad, thank you.
Doc,
better organized than my 500 from 2024. Yep.
Right. Doc, thank you. Appreciate super chat. Jim Lathan, yes, sir. We're glad to meet you. George is saying there's one on Fleabay for $1,300.
Holy moly, George.
And Kansas Jeff, I absolutely will. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised I haven't ordered it already. I just hadn't gotten around to it. By the time I got home yesterday and managed to get my truck unpacked, I was done.
Right.
And then none of us slept very well. I certainly didn't. I had about 4 hours on Saturday night of sleep. Not from drinking, just...
I still got up at 3:30 this morning.
Yeah, I didn't. The alarm woke me up at 5:45. So anyway, all right. So sounds. Actually, you know, if I move this screen down a little bit, it might make it easier because I'm actually reading the screen to see the menu. Okay, sounds. Interrupt display.
Have the voice synth module. Nice. We'd have to tear it open to find out if somebody put that module in there.
I don't know about that. Play units, Navitrack group message, smart beaconing. So if you don't know what smart beaconing is, depending on your perceived speed through the GPS, it will beacon at different intervals. So you can set those velocity thresholds. So if you're going slow, like whatever this thing is set to, 5 miles an hour or lower, that's low speed. And then high speed is 70. So your slow rate, it's only going to beacon once every 30 minutes. At your fast rate, it'll beacon every 2 minutes. Which makes perfect sense. If you're going slow, we don't need to keep seeing your update as you move 10 feet, right?
Yeah, you haven't moved far enough for me to care.
Right. And smart beaconing is cool. I didn't realize this radio would have this as old as this radio is. I'm a little surprised about that, but
well, smart beaconing's not new. That's kind of the problem is you
new
get
to
these
me.
radios
I didn't
that
know
do
about it till
yeah. You get these radios that do APRS and they do like 1/8 of what APRS does.
So you apparently have other settings.
Yeah, there's a ton of smart beaconing settings.
Isn't that cool? So turn angle and slope and time will also generate beacons. Cool.
Yeah, that looks like my Kenwood TM281 mic. It looks like a replacement mic, Jim.
Damn it. I'll have to get on eBay and find an OEM mic. Sky Command. Now, T.O., you asked about satellite stuff?
Yeah.
This is satellite. I bet this thing is full frontal duplex.
Commander call sign.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Sky Command, I know what it is. Sky Command is the satellite stuff on my TS2000 Kenwood. It's over yonder. But so yeah, I bet this does satellite. Digital Rancher probably knows, and I'm sure some of you guys in the chat, if he's not here, would know. But that's satellite functionality. So I bet you $1 this thing is full duplex, or as our friend Aplex to say, full frontal duplex. Auxiliary 2, power on password, reset.
Eric is saying Sky Command is for controlling an HF rig, and he's confirming that this radio is full duplex.
But it is full duplex. Okay. Cool.
And from a brief glance at the manual during the show, the APRS software in this radio was actually written by Bob Bruninga, which is Mr. APRS.
It does crossband, like we talked about. So this looks like this thing will, yeah, so it'll even ID itself and, very cool.
One of the other cool features that they were talking about on APRS is when you beacon, it tells you which channel you are listening on, which frequency you're listening on the other channel, and it follows the VFO. So like on most of my radios, I can tell it to beacon a piece of text, and it'll say like I'm listening on 146.52. But if I happen to have changed frequencies, if I QSY to use ham radio lingo, it would still tell people I was listening on 5.2 and I'm not listening on 5.2.
Since I don't have GPS, is that my Maidenhead it's pulling up?
This is a kid-friendly stream. We don't want to talk about that.
Right. I don't remember it exactly, but I know it to about 1/10 of a degree. There is. That is exactly what that is.
What is exactly what that is?
See the code?
Yeah.
I'm EM62.
Okay, cool. So it's figuring it out on the fly.
Yeah. I mean, that's not exactly right because I think I'm EM62 AATE, but that's close enough for targeting info.
Right.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
You're going to be dead enough.
Right. I mean, certainly within nuclear weapon range. What I was going to do was turn off. We'll go to PTT. We'll see if we can get this thing APRS in for Jeebus here tonight. And back. All right. Well, very interesting. Memory name Echolink Speed. So how would this do Echolink? I guess I have
connector on the back.
Okay. I didn't realize that the Echolink was around that long, honestly.
Oh, it's been around forever, yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. Okay. So there is all the buttons.
You're going to need a banana tonight. Get you some extra potassium.
Going to need 2 new ports after this. Anyway, what all we got in the comment while I'm getting cables set up here?
They're talking about hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, because you can't comment unless you're subscribed.
Smash that like button because it owes you money and didn't make you a sandwich.
Ooh, Simon just bought one of these radios. And Ron would like for you to give it away.
Haha. Sure, Ron, I'll give it away with an appropriate donation to my wallet. Let's see. So what I'm doing is hooking up this cable. This is the 9-pin cable.
Kenwood does make really good radios. There's no arguing about that.
I agree. I kind of think Kenwood, I perceive Kenwood as the, the high-end stuff. I mean, Flex is expensive, certainly. But I don't know. Kenwood has been making radios forever. I don't know that they're better than Flex. It's just everybody perceives Kenwood, and I do too. Kenwood is, the alpha ham stuff, to quote Ape. Guys who know manual tuners are lame. So do we think this goes back here?
It's the same connector on the head as it is on the body, so you can put that into either one, and it does the same thing. What the manual said.
This the does not. Yeah. That is not an 8. That is not an 8-pin back there.
What is that? 3, 6, 7, 8. I count 8.
Okay. Does that cable look the same? Maybe it is.
Yeah, but it's keyed. It only goes in one way. You might have had it upside down.
Well, it has a cutout right here, so I assumed that's the way it would go. I just didn't push it hard enough. Oh, no, it goes.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So now, let me...
Garth, you are absolutely correct. Thank you for the $5 super chat. That is an appropriate donation. And while you are playing around with that, the KV4P update, the Android connected small HT for data modes for experimentation, the group buy project that we're working on, they're in hand and they should be going out early next week.
Okay. Howdy. So now, let's see if we can program this thing. This will take forever to program this manually. See if there's...
And James Hannibal says, don't worry if the pins don't line up or have different quantities. Just push really hard and make it work. He says, man
right.
up, son.
Right. Kenwood 710A CPS software. Let's see what... Yeah, D710GA, TMD710GA. That's not what this one has.
David's asking what you paid. You paid $350 for this, is what I remember.
Yes, $350. Oh, Kenwood sells the CPS software. Really?
Seems like a Motorola tactic.
That is sketch. Well, see, we use Kenwood with the fire department.
Frank, using his non-Frank account, is saying that the programming is on the backside of the radio. The control head is TNC only. I can agree with that.
Okay.
I can accept that.
Railroad Frank?
Yeah.
So does that go in the PC connector, I would assume, then?
Yeah. That's Frank's evil twin, Frank.
Frank?
I'll take the extra subscription, though. I'm okay with it. I'll allow it.
Once I can see how to get this thing in there.
Marvin's saying that you can chirp it.
Sweet. All right, Marvin. Thank you.
Simon says he wants to get some experience on the 710 before getting the 750. Simon, I agree with that. 710 is going to be a great radio. It's going to have plenty of features and capabilities and quality. And the 750 is just a newer model that has newer features.
So is this going to go in the PC connector or the data connector?
It shouldn't fit in the data connector.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to. I have to look at this with a flashlight because this is tiny and dark.
Like your heart?
Like my heart. 2 sizes too small and dark.
Ronnie is not jazzed about the Bluetooth on his D75. It will not connect at all with his new PC. It works okay with the Pixel 7 Pro, but not what I need.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ronnie, when I was talking to Smart Jason the other day, Smart Jason is all about some VGC. He was telling me that thing is just epic as far as APRS and PC management and all that goes, or at least with your phone. Well, if this thing fits in here, I can't tell because I can't get pins to line up yet. Two, three, one space, and then 2 more. Yeah, this isn't the right connector. Unless I'm reading it wrong. Oh, wait, that's how that goes. There's the second row.
So Simon's asking if he should get a D75 as well. Simon, if you have plenty of money that is hurting your wallet, then by all means get the D75.
Right.
It's very expensive.
I think you should look on. I think you should look around, because what is your mission with? There we go. What's your mission with the D75, Simon? You know, if you're going to use it for doing D-Star, then the D75 works fine. If you're going to do APRS with it, there's probably other options that are just as good and a heck of a lot cheaper. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the D75.
Yeah, it's a good radio. It's just expensive.
But it's an expensive radio. All right, so we think chirp works. Let me fire chirp up.
You won't be unhappy with it until you get one of these Vero radios that does 75% of the features for 12.5% of the price.
Right. I mean, I'm going to sneeze. I'll be right back.
Oh, hi. So James is asking on the FTX1F, and I'm going to rant a little bit on this. The FCC would not allow Yaesu to display the radio at Hamcation without it being under glass and with guards present to prevent people from hitting the PTT button. And a couple of things come to mind when I hear something like that from a government agency. Number one is ham radio is a service, and we have a license to experiment, and we have a license to build radios. So what's the holdup on that? Number two would be plug it into a dummy load so that it doesn't transmit, since it's not certified, type accepted, FCC ID'd, all that other kind of jazz.
Right.
And number three, have a display model that has a transmit defeat, which is what ICOM did when they sent it to Hayden in Australia for his Hamfest. Welcome to Chirp. And I'm going to guess the price is going to be around $1,300 to $1,500, but that's speculation.
Are you speculating?
Yeah, but I love doing that.
Oh, you can't see the drop down. Okay. Well, I
thought you pulled up the manual. This is actually the entry screen of Chirp.
Yeah, I'm selecting the radio right now.
Yeah, you got to share the whole screen instead of just the app.
Yeah, let me kill this and restart it.
Simon, I won't tempt you at all, but if you go to any of my Vero videos, there's a $10 off discount, and you can also get the BTEC UV Pro off of Amazon, and they kind of compete for who's got the better price. Last time I looked, the UV Pro had the best price at like $165 or something like that, and then the Vero was like $175 after the $10 off discount.
Yeah, I ended up getting the UV Pro. I really, really wanted to use TO's code because, bro code. But it was like $5 cheaper to get the UV Pro. They are the same radio. And there were a number of people carrying these things around. T.O. had his. He had his red one because he fancy.
That's right. With my red antenna too.
I had my standard issue black plastic UV Pro. I know ACK was carrying one of those, and I think MRD was carrying one.
The color is definitely worth $10. You cannot get the BTEC UV Pro.
There was a bunch of them.
So Michael's saying the code didn't work, and I reached out to them during Hamcation, and they fixed the code. So it should work now.
Kenwood.
Hey, Brent.
I don't see.
Probably not the first time you've cried yourself to sleep 4-5.
I don't see a 710 in here.
I say that with much love. Look for TM, not TH. H for handy talkie, M for mobile.
I didn't go down far. I didn't go far enough. Interesting. 710 clone mode. 710 and 710G.
And what they were saying in the chat is that this is going to be a live update. When you connect, as you type like channel updates, it's going to automatically
do the thing,
as opposed to typing it all and then saving it. And I think the TM271 that I had, TM281 that I had, did the same way.
It's updated. So that must be what clone mode is. I can do this offline. This is connected over the serial, because you see the screen flicker in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Simon is saying that Canadian Amazon doesn't carry much ham radio stuff. That sucks.
Live. Download from me. Let's try clone mode. Because that's going to drive me crazy. E17 clone mode. Oh, look, if I do it this way, it says connected to the PC port on the back, not on the COM port on the head. And it didn't like that.
I think you have to put the radio itself into clone mode too.
Oh, okay. Well, more that we have to figure out, so we'll just go back to this. Unless I've now bollocks the COM port. Nope, there we go. Okay. So radio, query source. So that's the typical stuff. Band plan. North America. Use larger font. Oh, that's beautiful.
It's only one step larger.
Yeah. Best I can do. But what I don't see is a way to mess with the menu on it.
Yeah, there's usually a option on there, a separate option somewhere. I forget where it is though.
Okay, file, stock config, open stock config directory.
Simon, I would agree with you that Chirp doesn't support D-Star. And Jeff is saying that Kenwood software is free, but Jim just took a look for it and they wanted to charge you for it.
Well, I mean, that was the first thing that showed up on Google was Google's AI thing. So if you can find it, then I would rather use the Kenwood software because I don't think this is going to give us all the options to edit anything in the menu. And so what I'm seeing on the menu, and I don't want to be that guy, is the one beaconing APRS on the wrong frequency. Because I'm not seeing anything here about any kind of menu at all.
Memory control program.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it's called on the 2000, I think, too. Marvin, I'm doing the live thing, so once I connected, it automatically read the radio.
All right, check the private chat in StreamYard. I sent you the zip file for the MCP-6A. Because apparently, like, letters and numbers are hard to string together to create a word. So MCP-6A.
Okay. All right, I'm going to kill the chirp. I'm going to kill that.
It'll run on Windows 8.1.
Is that a question?
No, I'm telling you. It'll run on Windows 8. It actually has listed for Windows 10 too, so the software might be relatively updated.
All right, well, we're installing it right now.
Next, done?
Yeah. Next, accept.
I'll share it out.
Install.
This is a visual medium, so we can show them instead of just telling them. Please stand by.
It had to ramp up there or something.
Yeah.
Benito.
It was waiting for the fuel pump to prime.
I'm right. Like, what the hell was that? All right, let's see.
There it is.
Now, this says for the 710G.
Give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen?
Right. I forgot what COM port that was. Five. Which is...
You narrow it down by looking at all the ones that don't say flex.
That don't say flex. And, I mean, I'm going to try 57.6. Ensure the current... Go ahead, Steve.
Modern. This looks relatively modern.
Yeah. Ensure that the current configuration data for the transceiver has been imported MC prior to editing configuration, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever.
How could you do that?
Well, they want you to import the current so you don't overwrite what you may already have before. Simple operation. Well, first of all, let's try a read. Make sure that I got the. Nope. That speed's probably too fast.
Yeah, Jody's saying try 9K6 instead of 9600 because he's one of those.
How about we try auto? Oh, I guess not.
Oh, hasn't failed yet. The radio blinking away. Does it say PC read on it or anything?
I must not have clicked it. Read? Nope. Yeah. A transceiver which does not conform to the MCP6A is assumed to have been connected to ensure the model name and market code. So we have this is the wrong software, I think. MCP settings.
Okay.
Because this said for the 710G.
I have MCP2 instead of MCP6. Second.
Wait, now maybe this has to be turn the transceiver on after connecting the cable, pressing the OK button starts reading the transceiver. Yeah, it's not.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, this is for the GA. I think this is the wrong one. Feel that. And remove that and download this one. $710A, yeah. Where's the download button? Okay. Download, there we go. Does anyone have a cluttered download folder like I do? Is that a thing? Or do you guys keep your download folder like clean? I have so much crap in that folder, and probably 95% or more is stuff I could delete.
I clean mine occasionally, but actually, normally I usually leave the software in there that I've installed on the computer. So that way, when I copy that folder to my next computer, I'm mostly ready to go because I can just install all the installers.
I have a copy of the download folder on another hard drive in this same computer from my last computer.
Jeez.
Like I've got probably 100 PDFs out there that I don't even know what the hell most of them are for anymore. Because people don't name stuff. You know,
that download folder's so old, you still got pictures of your ex-wife in there.
That's right. Back when she was hot and I didn't know how evil she was. Well, that didn't.
There it is.
Well, cute. Okay.
There we go. MCP2A. COM5 9600. Oh. Oh.
710A. COM5. Auto.
William's telling you to uninstall the old software. I don't think so.
Setup. Call sign setting. Okay.
Okay.
It says send.
It schooled you.
It says send the Morse code for your call sign. pretty fast. Faster than I can hear it. Okay, so let's try model, product information. Looks like it read it okay.
There was data in there.
Yeah, I think this function, this product information, is a read.
Frank is saying go to the program menu and choose read radio.
Yep. Program read. Go gadget go. Oh, look, it's got little dinosaurs.
Oh, how cute.
Or something. Oh, maybe that's
Robots
a dude.
with shopping carts.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, okay, so the first operation we're going to do is change the speed on this thing from something other than 96 to...
Good luck.
Yeah, Jody, miner's pushing ore carts or something. It seems about that speed. Or lemmings, right?
It even dumps it in at the last minute. That probably took like a week of programming by the developer.
Right. This looks like some Commodore 64 game. We're loading, Ore Miner 64 or something.
Did you remember that game where you were a firefighter and they were tossing babies out the window and you had to catch them with the trampoline and walk them across the screen? Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
Okay, it read the radio. Sweet.
And there's your programming.
All right, so file.
And none of them were named. This guy just phoned it in.
Somebody said they wish they could afford Kenwood. Dude, this is used. I don't even know how much. Does Kenwood have a current 2-band mobile like this, Steve?
That we could compare? Just came out, yeah.
And cha-ching, how much is that bad boy?
Probably $1,000, knowing Kenwood prices. I mean, if the handheld is $800, then the mobile 50 watter big screen,
yeah,
way more money than I want to spend on a radio. And then Frank is saying edit should give you menu options.
Yeah, I was getting there, Frank. Just calm down, Frank. Settle.
Sir, you're gonna have to calm down, sir.
Call channel.
We would love to embiggen it, but there's a problem with screen sharing where you won't be able to see half of what he's sharing.
Let me try it. Is that any better?
Nope, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
You embiggen the window around it.
Yeah, and if I share the window, then it doesn't show other windows because of the way the program APIs work. Pain in the butt. Okay, so we've set the
only real way to do it would be to OBS it and use OBS as your second camera.
Yeah, we can do that. Hang on, let me.
Let's just work. We only have like 15 minutes left.
Okay, never mind. So you can set your weather channels, and I assume you could scan those if you wanted to, if you don't know your local weather channel.
And it has weather alert.
Yep. So here are our menus for our items. So audio, there's the beep, the volume, external speaker, mode 1 or mode 2, voice storage, playback, repeat. I'm going to have to read the manual because there's a lot of things this may do that I don't even know.
Digital Analog Ham is in the chat. Hey, Chris.
So we've got transmit and receive, and that gives us squelch, hang up times, mute hang up, echo link receive monitor, A band S meter squelch, B band S meter squelch, VHF band AIP. That doesn't say air. I thought that said air earlier. Whatever the hell AIP is. And UHF band AIP. Mic sensitivity, power, low, medium, high. Specific by band. Probably specific to channel 2, maybe. Band select A band, B band, transmit band, A band, or B band.
This is only the Cadillac of radio because Flex doesn't make a mobile.
Yeah. Edit, menu, DTMF settings. Edit. Wonder if this will add the menus. Repeater. Yes, it will. Oh, okay. So that's actually kind of cool. Automatic repeater offset, crossband. for your repeater mode, transmit ID, either in voice or Morse. Nice.
350, John.
Menu, aux. Power on message.
Go away. Humbug. Oh,
you're limited.
Michael's saying that AIP is Advanced Intercept Point.
Okay. What does that mean, Michael? That sounds interesting. Don't need it, Jim, is what Ken said.
Well, on Yaesu, you have IPO, Intercept Point Optimization.
Okay.
And Michael is telling you what AIP means. The VHF-UHF band is often crowded in urban areas. AIP helps eliminate interference and reduce audio distortion caused by intermodulation. You can use this function only while operating the VHF-UHF.
Okay. Michael?
He just typed that straight by memory.
He did. He probably did. Michael's one smart man. If you're in a busy area is what I'm hearing, and I ain't, so I am not.
Jim's a bumpkin.
Yeah, Jim is in the country. That is exactly right, Ken. I mean, even Montgomery, the repeater traffic around here is sedate, to be polite.
Michael's saying he got it straight from the manual. Michael, I'm impressed that you have memorized the manual.
Dude, we're giving you the credit for remembering that. Let's see. So key locks, screen stuff again, contrast. I need to look up what visual scan is. Mode 1, 31 channels. Mode 2, 61 channels. Okay. COM port control panel speed. Oh yeah, we'll be changing that. UTC offset data
Don't
band.
lock yourself out of the radio.
Well, no, because I assume it's going to stay 9600 until I push this, because it'll probably reboot, and then it'll be 57.6. But I'll not do that while we're doing a show.
So apparently there are firmware updates available for the body and the head. So there's a video for you.
PF keys, so you can change those to this list. And guys, I wish this was larger, but there's quite a list of things I can attach to the 4 PF keys. Because right now, as they are listed, they are PF, memory recall, VFO, and call. And then there's a panel PF key, which is weather channel and control. So I've got to understand what all these functions are anyway. Edit, menu, band mask. Oh, okay. Yeah, also not making it any bigger.
No.
So 118 megahertz band use or mask, which means you probably won't see it when you jump bands. So that is 118 is air band. That's 2 meters. I'm going to assume 200 megahertz is the 220 band. 300 megahertz, I have no freaking idea. It's not ham bands.
Nope.
So we can mask that. There's military stuff up there, and it probably will monitor it. 440 band, and then the same thing. Well, actually, on the B side, 144, 200, 300, 440, and 1.2 gigahertz on the B side. Interesting. And then we have Guy Command 2. Commander call sign, transporter call sign. Okay. I don't know nothing about that. And then here is our APRS settings here, and as you can see, there is a page of them. You can set your messages. This is your basic APRS settings, whether it's APRS beacons or Navitrack beacons. Your waypoint formats, your beacon info, position ambiguity, all the normal. This looks like the basic APRS stuff. I don't know what carrier detect sense is going to be used for, because that says internal TNC. So that would be if you're using something like Pocket Packet or APRS.FI or APRS Droid, I would assume. But those are Bluetooth, and this does not have Bluetooth in it, so, But you could use this with the what's the thing from Scuppers, from Simon?
AIOC?
The AIOC board, or its variants, because I think there's one with cable too. You might have to make your own cable, but it would work for that. GPS port and speed. Let's see. Some pre-programmed positions, which we already walked through. My station icon. What kind of packets you want to get.
Kenwood icon, nice.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that. I mean, if you got it, flaunt it, right? Woo. Fancy. And then we get into these in-depth, super in-depth settings that I don't know what a lot of them are. Your units, miles, or clicks, or whatever. And your beacon.
John's asking about GPS port and speed. John, if you have a GPS dongle that does serial RS-232 and can send NMEA style packets, you can plug it straight into this thing.
Yeah,
and
which is standard.
Receive.
Yeah, you can. So here,
and usually it's 4800.
Yeah, and you can set it. You have choices of 24, 48, or 96, and then
this model doesn't have GPS internal.
No. So we need to see if we can find a GPS module for it. I probably will down the road. I'm going to spend a while figuring out how to program it. And then my next mission will be figuring out how to integrate it into my dashboard without rewiring the entire world.
Right.
You're
going to keep changing radios on your dashboard. You need a RJ45, a power connection, and a...
Well, I do. I have that. Dash. Yeah, I've got that. So when I went through the CB operation a year ago or whenever that was, I ended up pulling a set of 10 gauge wire up to the dash and a coax with SOs on it. So I have coax and power already up there. And what I would like to do is put the radio body, though, down, not on the dash, because the head does not mount to the radio. I suspect it probably can. Yeah, it can, because it has this nice little bracket on it. So with this other bracket, wherever it's at, I can't find it. There it is. I can mount this like this on the dash and have this whole thing sitting there. So I can literally put this in like in about 10 minutes. But I think that's going to look a little ghetto with this big thing sitting up there and then the head on top of it. So my goal is to put this somewhere out of sight and just run the cables as appropriate. Although I'm a little bummed about the microphone being down here. Then you have DTMF memories, Echolink memories, data terminal. So we can do all sorts of weird packet stuff with this, apparently. Memory groups. Let's see. A tree view. Oh, I like this. So this is like your basic...
DMR CPS.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Which I actually think is a little more logical than the other stuff. You can tile these icons. So
ooh.
This is what I was saying. So like if you go to edit and edit menu and pick one of these, it just keeps popping them up on top of each other. So you can have every section on the screen at one time. And
so hit the maximize button on one of those 4 tiles.
Okay.
There you go.
But it's still small.
Yeah. No, I mean, it got rid of the 4 tiles. And now if you pick another option on the left, it should replace that tile.
Yep. Well, actually,
this was meant for a 1024 by 768 screen, I'm sure.
quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, stop. So then if I go over here, menu.
Michael, thank you. Edit. Michael says, thanks for having a show tonight. I know you two have got to be tired after the Hamcation trip. You are correct, sir.
Yes, sir. So now we can go back to tile. And you'll notice I added in 2 more windows, and now it's tiled all 6 of them.
Yep.
Which is cool, kind of, if you like it that way, I guess. I kind of like it. You're trying to get all these options. Or you can cascade them or vertical tile, whatever. But that looks pretty much it. And then once you have everything the way you like, send it. What I think is interesting about the software in Chirp is that it does the live programming, because you could tweak a setting on the fly, right, and see what changes happen. But I didn't see any way in Chirp to change any of the configuration menu stuff, just the channels, just your VFO settings, your memory channels. Because that would be really useful to kind of dynamically change all that stuff on the fly. It's like, I'm trying to get APRS to work. It's not. Let me tweak that. Okay, now it's working, kind of thing. But anyway. Starman, I don't even know why she's talking. She just started, sassing.
Yep.
Tell her to go make me a sandwich. And the GPS option is interesting because, like T.O. was saying, if you have just about any GPS that has a serial output, and I think I still have a very old Garmin I bought at Walmart like 25 years ago. It's like a candy bar size thing in a rubber case. The map is not got any references on it. It just has a line. So like you drop a pin where you are, and then it makes a line to your next pin, to your next pin. It doesn't tell you anything other than there's a line and this is your here, compared to your line and your nav points, which you can put in either by marking it or by putting in a lat long. And that would be useful for this because all you needed to do is GPS, but it also took like 20 minutes for that thing to get a satellite lock every time you turned it on. And it had some oddball cable for power and serial. But
they're telling you to make sure you get the Garmin Nuvi 350.
Yeah, it's not happening. If there's not a Kenwood module, I'm not buying some third-party one. And I question Frank seriously because NMEA and GPSs have been around for 25 or 30 plus years. So seriously doubt that one Garmin model is the only one that puts out NMEA. Matter of fact, I know the radio, I think I have, the nav system in my boat has a connection to output NMEA also, to hook to the radar set or something. I can't remember. But anyway.
Well, folks, we've reached the end of our Nuggets night. We didn't get a chance to get the radio on the air. I was hoping we could overwhelm Jim with APRS messages that he would then have to type out on the tiny little DTMF mic.
Well, we could do it for entertainment value next week because I should have everything working by next week.
Hopefully.
Thank you, John.
Well, thank you, Jim. I've always wanted to play with one of those radios, but I've got so many radios to play with. It'll happen eventually.
Well, I hope I didn't go too slow. I mean, I didn't know what anybody wanted to see on this thing, so I just kind of...
Chris is asking, what's a good antenna to buy for the KV4P? Probably whatever rubber duck you happen to have laying around that's got the right SMA flavor, because it's 1 watt, so you're not getting very far no matter what radio, no matter what antenna you put on it.
Chris Bricker, I mean, if you want to be fancy, be like T.O., put a signal stick on that bad boy and fling your whip everywhere.
Matching color signal stick, even.
Oh my gosh, he is so pretentious.
I'm accessorized.
You're ostentatious.
Yeah. So I mean, the best antenna for that would be like, a directional Yagi on a rotator up on the roof to compensate for the 1 watt output. But realistically, just get something that's going to get you across the room to your APRS digipeater that you're building yourself.
Bricker says he's going for style. Chris Robinson said maximize the gain.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Don't know about D-Sense yet.
Okay, right, Sean? That color change was awesome. I wanted blue.
Right. All right, Jim, I'm hitting the button. We will see you all Wednesday for members only meeting or Thursday for Coffee and Ham Radios.
Lady and gentlemen, thank you. Appreciate it.